family, thank you, and may God bless you once again for joining me on Seeker and Peril on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for liking the video after watching. Thank you for sharing this video, and thank you for recommending this platform to your friends and family also. If today happens to be your first time on this great platform, also please don't forget to subscribe to become a member of this great platform. Thank you, and may God bless you that you are going to do that. This once again is a beautiful day that the Lord has made. We are all rejoicing and proud of this day, and we are all going to learn to improve upon the quality of life that we are living. So today I'm here for my fellow Africans, my fellow Indians, my fellow Asians, my fellow Hispanics. You know, we are the people that mostly do international travel, because you hardly see Americans, immigrating from America to Africa. You hardly see British people immigrating from Britain to Africa. You hardly see Australians, immigrating from Australia to Africa. You hardly see other race, immigrating from their country to Africa. Or you hardly see the West sometimes immigrating from their own countries to Africa or to African independent countries for economic opportunity purposes. So you hardly see that. So when it comes to international travel, that has to do with economic opportunities. That has to do with traveling or exploring. Mostly it is the Africans, it is the Asians, it is the Hispanics and other part of the race that mostly does this. Okay, so that is why sometimes I mostly describe this race of people in my video. So that doesn't mean I'm trying to be limiting myself, or I'm trying to be like always highlighting these people. It is because of the purpose of the content and the message that this video that you are watching right now is carrying. Okay, yeah. So now to draw more emphasis on people that are mostly looking forward to travel from, let's say, Africa or Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria. I'm talking about the African independent countries to maybe the West, and they want to try to secure a tourist visa. You see, this issue is trending in Africa, and I felt like I need to take time to record some short video to help people to understand this process, so that some unscrupulous people that are also in the travel and tour business, unscrupulous people that are also purporting to be agents, duping people of their money, duping people thousands of dollars, are going to know that people are now becoming aware, people are now getting the education, people are now getting the information. So days of ignorance is far gone when it comes to international travel that has to do with visiting or tourism or for business pleasure with most Africans. So if you are watching me right now and you are looking forward to maybe submit an application to any of the West embassies in your country for them to grant you the opportunity to book appointment date and time for interview to present yourself to see whether you are eligible to secure like a tourist visa, or like, as I said, to these countries, this is what I think you should know right now. Okay, it is very important, okay, so that you update yourself with all this information, so that people don't scam you or take undue advantage of you. And to expunge this issue a little bit, with most of the Western embassies in our own African independent countries, it is becoming like it is only the American embassy or the American consulate that conducts interview for applicants that would want to leverage on the tourist slash the business pleasure or slash the visiting visa to come to their country. With the rest of the countries like Canada, most European countries, Australia, New Zealand, other countries, they don't allow for that interviewing process. They only allow the formality that with the classification of visa that you want to apply. You submit your application, you submit other evidential documents that they may require from you, and once everything is submitted, they will just give you some grace period to wait. Once they cross check and finds that you are worthy and you are someone who is trustworthy and you are eligible to be able to go to their country with that class of visa, they are going to alert you, so that you go for your visa. There wouldn't be any formal interview like the Americans would do. So we should also be able to understand that process. So if a travel and tour agency approaches you, that they have a program that could sponsor you to be able to secure a tourist visa to America, or maybe if any of the agencies contacts you that with the most European countries, they have a travel and tour program that could help you, or that could help your chances of going to these embassies and submitting your details and your evidence to enable you to secure the visa, and they would want to help you through that process so that you can pay them off. If you are a first time and you don't have any experience with most of this issue, you are the reason why I'm recording this video, so that when that time comes, you will be able to make the right decision, so that these people don't dupe you, or these people don't take undue advantage of you. So now, you see, because you may not have all the knowledge, okay, or because you may not be ICT literate, or because you may not be able to stay updated with all the formalities, or with all the legal processes that you would require to go through to be able to submit an application to an embassy or consulate to be able to get an appointment to go for interview, or maybe submit your documents for their consideration to give you a visa or not to give you a visa. Because you may not be knowledgeable with all these issues, sometimes you would want to hire somebody to be able to do it for you. So in case that agent works to you, in case that middleman or that so-called connection man works to you, and the person wants to do this on your behalf so that you pay him, you see, sometimes all that I can say and the little advice I can give you is that because you don't have any relationship with that person, you cannot also testify to the works that person had previously done, my reasonable advice to you is that just sit with the person, reach a formal agreement with the person that this process that you would want me to commit myself to, that you are giving me a lot of promises that you're going to help me throughout the process. Because it's early days yet, I wouldn't want to commit any money to the process. So if you trust yourself as a travel and tour agency, if you trust yourself as a middleman, if you trust yourself as a connection man who is worthy enough to see me through the ending of this process by helping me to get a visa, then why don't we sit down formally, we draft an agreement that says that you are going to help me throughout this process, and this is amount of money that you are requiring from me, or this is the hiring fee that you want me to pay as an applicant. And because I don't trust you and I cannot testify to your previous work, it is hard for me to commit my money to you without any work done. So let's draft the agreement. With the agreement that we are going to draft, all the terms and conditions of the process that we are about to start together, we're going to write it on a piece of paper, and we are going to include all the details, the amount of money you are expecting me to pay, and why I'm also saying that I'm not going to pay you a dime until this process is successful, that I have my visa at the end of the day, so that I can give you all this money. So once you both can sit down, strike this agreement, compromise on this agreement, and to put it on the piece of paper, and you both as a party append your signature to it, and also call for a third party to be a witness, or to be serving as an eyewitness to your draft agreement, so that that can be captured, that can be saved, so that you will have a copy, the agent is also going to have a copy, and the third party or the person who is going to be a witness is also going to have a copy, so that the mere formality of the process could kickstart. And once the process is going, the third party has come to the understanding that no monetary payment is going to be seen with all this process until everything is finally done. So once this thing is done, it places a very huge responsibility on the agent, because the so-called agent, the so-called travel and tour agency, knows that if he or she is not able to pull it through, that is to get you the visa at the end of the day, there is no way you are going to pay him a dime, and he or she is going to lose for all the works, or for all the energy, or for all the effort he or she tried to put up in securing you the visa. So once this agreement is reached and you are not paying anything to the person until your visa has been secured and has been handed over to you for you to certify, that is going to compel the agent to work hard, if indeed the agent is genuine, if indeed the agent is legit, if indeed the agent knows what he or she is doing. And you can be sitting comfortably without no panicking. Your money is safe. That money has been banked in account, like I said, as part of this draft agreement that you three parties are going to have. The amount the person is also seeking to charge you at the end of rendering his services to you, that money, you need to show your financial worthiness, that you are able to pay this money once the agent is able to support you through this process to secure you the visa. So as part of the draft agreement, that money you are going to, open a joint account with the agent. You are going to open a joint account with the witness party so that together that money can be kept in a bank, okay? And that money is purposely for the process that you are both committing yourself to. When at the end of the process, the visa has been secured to you, then all of you can go append your signature so that that money can be released to the party or the agent who you hired to help you through the process. And at the end of the day, if the visa was unsuccessful, you are going to keep your money, and a dime is not going to be lost out of the and the dime is not going to be lost per the financial agreement or the resolution you reached on the payment process before the process gets started. Okay, so this is my simple advice that I think I can give you, judging from the fact that there's a lot of travel and tour agencies in Africa. There's a lot of middlemen in Africa that seems to be helping people to go through the formality process in securing a visa. There's a lot of middlemen in Africa that seems to be confusing people, taking thousands of dollars, hundreds of cedis, safes, hundreds of naira, hundreds of shillings, from vulnerable people that are ignorant of this process, you see. And at the end of the day, any money that you are paying to them, they are going to tell you, we also did some work. So if you didn't get a visa, we cannot refund the money because we did some work for you, you see. So to be on the safer side, to make sure you don't lose a dime, to make sure you don't lose a cedi, to make sure you don't lose a dollar, to make sure you don't lose any amount from your hard earned and saved money that you would want to commit to this process, make sure when the agent approaches you, you go with the agent through this formal agreement, okay? So that all of you can commit to it. You can append your signature. And you will be sitting behind and be looking at what the agent is doing to see whether at the end of the day he or she will be able to pull through successful. Okay, so this is my simple advice to all my fellow Africans. My advice doesn't go to only the African. The same advice goes to Indians, because Indians are people that also love traveling. Indians love international travel. Indians are like Africans. They do travel a lot. They do travel a lot. And mind you, India's population is higher. India's population is higher than the whole of Africa combined together. Okay, so Indians love doing international travel. So this my advice are going to the Indians, is going to Asians that mostly would want to travel to the West, is going to Africans, is going to anybody who mostly does an international travel but would need to hire somebody to help him through the formality process, or would need to maybe seek for the services of a professional that he's going to pay at the end of the day. I think before you would even commit or kickstart the process, if you can reach a formal agreement with that agency, with that middleman, with that connection man, for him to see you through this process without not making any monetary payment, and you're going to make the payment when the process is done and successful, I think it is going to save you a lot of money. It's going to save you a lot of good time. It's going to help you to concentrate. It's going to save you from panic and any cardiac arrest, like I've seen has happened to a lot of people that committed a lot of money or thousands of dollars into a process like that. That at the end of the day, the agent or the middleman or the congressman couldn't pull it through, and because of shock, because of disappointment and heartbreak, they had a cardiac arrest. So we should be careful anytime that we want to do international travel to understand this process before we commit ourselves. So I came to you as someone that I love and I do care for, and I know that you are also, desiring to travel to a place like America or like Canada or like any other European country because of maybe some economic conditions or challenges that you may be finding in your home country. You see, that is the reason why I decided to record this video and to advise you so that when you are making this decision, you can do it right so that you don't make any mistake. Thank you, and may God bless you. Don't leave this channel.